This is the first video for the 7.1D lesson, which is titled Comparing Linear and Nonlinear Functions. You're going to go through about 5 graphs that are going to explore some linear and some nonlinear functions. So we're mainly going to start to branch off because we've fully explored linear functions in modules 2, 3, and 4. There is a linear one thrown in the mix. I'm not going to go through all these slides. You're supposed to explore, do the best you can. It's okay if some of these are a little bit incorrect. And then we're going to investigate each one of these in later in module 7, as well as you're going to look at it in high school math. I'll look at function B because this first one, function A, hopefully you can do that one. So what you're going to do, they give you some input values. You're going to plug it into this function, which is an absolute value function, absolute value of -2. So if we were doing this by hand and plugging this in, I'm going to toggle over here for a second to this version. I would do something like this. I would take y equals absolute value of -2 is 2. So I'm putting the input in the bars. If you'd rather use function notation for this, that's also okay. And we get +2. And you'll see that y and f of x are used interchangeably at this point. All right, so we know this is 2. We know that -1 plugged into this. We probably don't need to show work for all of us now. Absolute value of -1 is 1. Absolute value of 0 is 0. Absolute value of 1 is 1. And the absolute value of 2 is 2. And so we're going to just sketch this. So we'd have a point at 0, 0, a point at -1, 1, -2, 2, 1, 1, and 2, 2. And then we're just going to offer a quick sketch. That this is kind of the idea of what the graph looks like. And we might be slightly incorrect, or maybe we need to plug in more points to really get a better idea. But that's what we've got so far. And then we're going to classify this. It says classify it as linear or nonlinear. Well, linear is something that is just one swipe of your pencil along a ruler. This is actually composed of 2 rays. So this is actually not considered linear, even though it's made up of lines or parts of lines. So this is nonlinear. And another good justification is included here in that this is not written in our standard y equals mx plus b form or some other form that we write lines in, like standard form. This has absolute value bars, which were not included in modules 2, 3, and 4 when we studied proportional lines, non-proportional lines, and systems of equations. So you're going to do the same thing. Just do the best you can, and then we will more closely investigate these later in this lesson and upcoming lessons.